Alright, so part 2 of chapter 4. As you can see, I'm already in the Trident fort, mostly because I wanted to cut down the overall time of these videos, and so I just cut out the traveling to this. For this level, or for this Trident fort, you can stealth those first two guys. I wouldn't go after that third guy because every time I've gone to kill him, someone spots me. But basically what you want to do is that you want to go along this outside area. Sometimes if you're lucky, you can catch this guy when he's still over here and take him out. He'll give you a grenade. Sometimes the enemy drop on grenades can be very random at times. Unfortunately, I ended up getting fucked and got spotted because I forgot about that guy that was standing up there. Usually he's already walking towards like where that guy is shooting, so basically what I was trying to do was that I was trying to go completely around to where the door is, because the heavy who's coming to me now with the gun is usually right over there, and basically 2 grenades like right on top of him will kill him. I ended up getting unlucky with that second grenade. I'm not sure what happened there, but basically you want him dead as soon as you can. Once he's dead, really it's just a matter of picking off the guys one by one. There is a sniper. He can be a bit of a pain in the ass if you're not careful in putting structure between you and him. But where I am now actually ended up working better than I thought it was going to, since most of the guys ended up just rushing towards me, because if you're like on a ledge and they know you're there, they will just run right up to you and try and like basically stomp your hands to like knock you off. So you can basically just like punch them and just pull them off. And there's still, I think there's like one or 2 guys still alive, because Nadine hasn't said that like the coast is clear, or whatever her line is. So I think, yeah, oh yeah, he's right over there. So it took so long that I was like, they didn't know where I was, that like I went back into stealth before I like shot at that guy. Like that's how long that was taking. So what you want to do is you want to pick up the big ass heavy weapon that the heavy armored dude was carrying, and you want to bring it all the way to the door, because after you do the puzzle and you come back out here, there's a shitload of guys with like 3 heavy armored dudes, like the one that I killed that had that thing, but I think they all have shotguns, but they're fucking dangerous because of how much armor they have on. Initially what I tried to do, I did I think like 3 attempts where I tried to stealth my way using the route I did, like going along the outside structure to get back to where we entered this area, so I could like avoid having to fight all the guys. But I could never get lucky with it, because where the initial building was where I killed those first 2 guys, there's like a guy standing right there, and you can't get behind him without him noticing you, and then just going on full alert, and then you're just dead in a matter of seconds. So basically you want to run around here, pick up all your ammo. I should have activated the door first, because after you activate the door, you have to turn these like 5 mechanisms to like open the door. So I should have done that, and then going around and looted, so I could have like saved the process of what I was doing. I kind of wasn't really thinking about it at the time, but and honestly, there's times in this game where I'm not sure if it's a cutscene that I can skip or not. So, but the one thing you need to be aware of is that after you do the puzzle, if you die with that encounter of enemies, when you reload and you come back out here, sometimes the weapon won't be where you leave it. The first time I had to reload the checkpoint because I died to the next group of enemies, that big gun was not where I left it. Like, everything just vanished. Like, even the enemy bodies were gone. So that's when I was like, well, let me see if I can stealth this, and it didn't work. So when I reloaded the checkpoint, everything was back where it was. So just be aware that, you know, sometimes if you reload the checkpoint after the puzzle, the weapons may not show up where they're supposed to. I think it might be random, I'm not really sure. And this is basically just me forgetting where the hell the last little mechanism is that I need to turn. Thankfully Nadine will get some of them for you, so you're not doing them all yourself. But so, the other thing with the puzzles is that after you do whichever one you do first as a puzzle, the next two, they kind of get a little elaborate with how they work, where you'll turn one section, the other part like rotates differently, but they're not overly complicated where it's like too difficult to work out. I'm pretty terrible at some puzzles that video games throw at me, but these weren't overly complicated, thankfully. So
I'm guessing this one needs to look like Trident. Good guess. Oh, this one's a bit trickier.
So you see, that wasn't really too complicated. But yeah, so this is the checkpoint where if you die to those enemies, this is where they put you. Why they couldn't checkpoint you after you go through this door is beyond me. But it's weird because the enemies are like all the way to the other side of this location, so it's not like you're getting shot at like immediately as soon as you come out of here. So what I should have done to save some of this ammo is that the weapon I have, as soon as I saw like the first like 2 or 3 enemies, I should have taken pot shots at them and then picked this gun up, because that would bring the big heavy armor dudes to me a lot sooner, so I could have dealt with them quicker than I end up dealing with them. Since I end up getting thrown pretty pretty close to the guys that I wasn't comfortable with, and I really needed to like go through my grenades way more than I had wanted to. So I ended up getting a little overwhelmed with the guys, since, as you can see, I'm kind of wasting this ammo on the lower enemies when I should have been saving it for that asshole. And then I ended up getting grabbed by this little dickhead, so the fact that I didn't die here is amazing. But if you're getting overwhelmed, you can run back here. This wall and the wall on my right, they don't crumble, unlike some of the other cover, so you don't need to worry about getting in a really shitty spot if you're getting too many enemies shooting at you at once. But and then I was so focused on that dude that I wasn't paying attention to the other heavy armor being right on top of me. But as you can see, you know, 2 grenades like right on top of him took him out pretty easily. I probably wasted that 3rd grenade. I probably could have just blind fire killed that last guy. But basically once the super heavy armor guys are dead, just kind of pick off whichever guys are left. I believe 2 or 3 guys are like all the way at the other, basically at where you enter this area, and it takes so long for me to realize they're even there that I go back into stealth. And I ended up fighting them just because I didn't want to risk, like, as I was leaving, them like shooting me in the back and possibly killing me. So basically just pick up whatever gun. 2 of those guys down there, I think they dropped like the Desert Eagle. I would say pick that up, just so that you have like a good amount of ammo for the Desert Eagle, since in the next fort we're gonna be dealing with a couple enemies and like 1 heavy shotgunner, and having that ammo is very helpful for dealing with the guys. And yeah, other than that, I will see you in the last part as I'm getting shot at.
We're clear. For real this time. You handled yourself fine, all things considered. What things are those? No real combat training. Ah. Slightly impulsive. Run around the field like a maniac. Need to learn what short controlled burst means. Right. And lost. Wearing red in a jungle combat scenario.